Have you ever read a book that genuinely changed the course of your life? For me, that book was Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. Before I read it, my business worked, but it was completely dependent on me. If I went on holiday, I'd take my laptop with me. I'd often work on public holidays, and if I did take time off, revenue would stop. I was the bottleneck, everything flowed through me. Then, thanks to Nathan Barry, who is the founder of Kit, which is the email marketing software that we use, I was invited to a webinar with Dan Martell, and he was kind enough to give everyone that attended a copy of the book, which honestly, I kind of still feel bad about the fact that I've never even paid for the book. I guess this video is my way of paying it forwards. This was back in December 2022, almost 3 years ago now. And when I did sit down to read the book, a few ideas really hit me hard. And those ideas are what I'm going to share in this video, not just because of the impact they had on my business, but they helped me to improve my entire quality of life. Okay, let's sit on the floor for this one. So, number one, you need to turn your brain into a system, not a storage unit. This is something I've talked about before in previous videos. You need to have standard operating procedures, or SOPs, that detail how to complete tasks in your business. Because the whole concept of the book, Buy Back Your Time, is to replace yourself in different parts of the business. Business owners wear all the hats. You have to do marketing, sales, leadership, admin, delivery, and we want to replace you with other people. But before you can hire those people, you need to document and have instructions for how to complete those tasks. This is ultimately how you're going to make the business less dependent on you for daily operations. Number two, hire an assistant to buy back low value time. When you offload tasks like managing your email, scheduling, and just sort of daily operational and admin tasks, you free up a lot of your time and space on your calendar to work on higher value things. This is really where you start moving away from working in the business to working on the business. And in my personal experience, I can say that hiring my assistant, Charmaine, who's actually now our general manager, she's in charge of daily operations and just running the business while I'm away, busy, or just working on other things. I can honestly say this has been one of the most transformative things I've changed in the last couple of years, which has drastically improved my quality of life. Number three, build a sales team to remove yourself from revenue generation. So in the early days of my business, I was the one selling everything. Every revenue that came in was generated by me. And in early 2024, I changed that and I put a commission structure in place so the consultants who were already doing client delivery could now receive commission for bringing in new revenue. So now when a prospect goes to our website, you can get booked with one of our consultants. They will meet the prospect, they will pitch or present the appropriate service, and they get commission for whatever revenue they generate. I still do some sales, of course, but it means that now I can work on other things or I can take time off, and there are other people in the business generating revenue for the company. This is what's allowed me to transition from I do the work to the system does the work. And number four, establish a leadership team and incentivize them to lead. This has been a big focus of mine, particularly this year in 2025. Our leadership team now consists of Charmaine, our general manager, Warwick, our head of automation, who's really focusing on our retainer clients, and Andrew, one of our top consultants, who's now our head of sales and really supporting the rest of the team. Each of these three people on our leadership team are now incentivized with bonuses that will pay out when they achieve certain targets. This has been a really exciting change because now they've gone from being just people that work in the business to being really motivated and bought into the long-term success of Minaco. And now growth is being driven by not just me, but our entire leadership team. So, what has all this meant for me? Firstly, it's been a huge weight off my shoulders and I'm just not as busy on a daily basis. It's also nice when I do take time off or go on holiday to know that the business is being looked after and the business is not just operating without me, it's actually continuing to make money. For me, this is what's allowed me to transition from Paul the freelancer to Paul the managing director. It's also genuinely rewarding having a really strong, reliable team around you who are really bought into the long-term success of Minaco. It's also worth mentioning that in order to do all this, to buy back your time, you need to spend some money. I have higher costs than I did before. I pay commissions. I have much higher contractor fees now. But for me, that's been a trade well worth making in order to improve my quality of life. And finally, it just means I have more time for the little things. I can drop my kids at school in the morning. I end my day a little bit earlier. and I'm not always worrying about emails coming into my inbox. Buy Back Your Time has had a massive impact on my business and my quality of life. I highly recommend it, and there are a few other books that have had a similar impact. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday and The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. If you'd like me to make a video talking about either one of these, or if you have a book of your own that's had a big impact on your life, then leave me a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.